One big question you're probably asking yourself about moving to Utah County is, can I actually afford to live there? You want to know what you're getting into before you move. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 9 costs that you can plan on when you are living here in Utah County so you can get a good idea of what your monthly costs might look like. The first one I'm going to start off with is housing costs, because this is most likely going to be your biggest cost. Right now, the median price for a single family home in Utah County is around $530,000 to around $550,000. Now, that number can change depending on the market, but this kind of gives you a good starting point. With that being said, if you're going to be looking in the $250,000 to $450,000 range, you're probably going to be looking at condos or townhomes. If you're looking in the $450,000 to $700,000 range, that's where you start to see more single-family homes. Once you get above that, you're going to start to see larger homes in more popular areas. North Utah County prices are usually higher, and the farther south and west you go, home prices are going to be a little bit less expensive. So let's turn that home price into a monthly payment range. Now again, you have to understand that this is only an estimate because there are a lot of variables that go into buying a house, like your down payment, like your debt to income ratio, your credit score, or if you're buying in an HOA or not. I am not a lender, but you would need to get with your lender to get an exact amount. This is just a vague idea of what you might be paying. So let's say you buy a single family home for $550,000 in Pleasant Grove, Utah. From what I've seen as an active real estate agent here in Utah County, this is a pretty realistic range for buyers right now. So on a home like this with a 3.5% down payment, 6% interest rate, with homeowners insurance, PMI, and HOA fees, I would say most payments are going to fall in the upper $3,000s to mid $4,000 range, depending on your situation. Like I said, there's a lot of variables to come up with an exact number. So you're going to have to talk with your lender to come up with an exact number. Now, part of that mortgage payment will be a property tax. Now, property taxes in Utah County are about half the national average. You can plan on a little less than 0.5% here in Utah County. So property taxes on this Pleasant Grove home will be around $2,300 a year, which is about $192 a month, and that's figured into your mortgage amount. So even though home prices are higher here, your tax bill is usually lower than what a lot of people are used to if they are moving from another state. Homeowners insurance is another cost that is figured into the mortgage that is different for every homeowner. So the cost is going to depend on your coverage, the age of your home, how much your deductible is, or what insurance company you use. Our monthly homeowners insurance bill is around $110 a month. That's figured into our mortgage. I know some new construction builders right now are offering some incentives like lower interest rates if you go with their preferred lender. That can reduce your payment. They're also offering quite a few concessions right now, so that might be worth looking into if you want something that's brand new. Also, there are down payment assistance programs that you can apply for to help with the down payment. I know a lot of first-time home buyers struggle with getting a down payment for a house. I'm not going to talk about those right now, but just know that they're there. Number 2, let's talk about rent. Sometimes people want to rent for a little bit when they move to a new area so that they can get a feel for different areas before they buy a house. If you're planning to rent first, here's what you can expect. On average, for a single family home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, around 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, you are probably looking at around $1,800 to $2,400 per month, depending on the location. A 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo or apartment, you're probably looking at around $1,200 to $1,500 a month. For a single room, maybe around $500 to $900 a month. And just know that there's going to be costs on top of the monthly rent. Most renters are going to be responsible for the utilities like your water, sewer, trash, electric, internet. Number 3, let's talk about utilities. In Utah County, your utility bills are going to change with the seasons. In the winter, when it's colder, you run your furnace more and your gas bill is going to be higher. Your electric bill will be lower, and just opposite in the summer when you're running your air conditioner, your electric bill is going to go up and your gas bill will go down. But this last summer, I think we had more 100-degree days than I can ever remember before. I'd say a rough estimate for both gas and electric for a 3,000 square foot house would be around $300 a month. Water bills, we haven't paid a water bill ourselves in over 10 years because it's included in our HOA fees. But from what I know, water bills have really gone up over the past few years all along the Wasatch Front. This last winter here in Utah, we had record low snowpack. It was a very mild winter. We hardly got any snow in the valley. It's not good because Utah relies on the snowpack in the mountains for water during the summer. So we'll probably have water rationing this summer and prices will probably go up this year. I would say most people pay anywhere from $150 a month to $300 a month, depending on how much water you use. Number 4, car insurance. In Utah, car insurance is about average. To insure 2 people and 2 cars, we pay around $140 a month. Obviously, your insurance rates are going to depend on who you're insuring, your driving record, and what kind of car you have. Number 5, taxes. First of all, income tax. As of 2026, Utah has a flat income rate of 4.5%, which puts it right in the middle compared to other states. It's not the lowest, but it's not the highest either. Now, Social Security tax. Only about 9 states still tax Social Security, and Utah is one of them. They tax your Social Security benefits at a flat rate of 4.5%. But a lot of seniors pay reduced tax or no tax at all because Utah has a fully refundable tax credit that offsets this tax. So it might not be as bad as it seems, but you would need to talk to your CPA to find out more about that. Sales tax in Utah County is generally around 7 to 8% depending on the city. Utah as a state taxes unprepared grocery food at a rate of 3%. HOA fees. If you move into a neighborhood with an HOA, you will have HOA fees. This is very common in newer neighborhoods. I would say HOA fees can range anywhere from $40 to over $300 a month. Just depends on what HOA you move into and what's included in those fees. For example, a lot of HOA fees will include landscaping, where they mow your grass, or snow removal, taking care of parks or other shared areas like a pool or a clubhouse or a pavilion. These fees are going to keep the neighborhood staying nice and clean, which will also keep home values up. Number 7 is grocery prices. Okay, I think we've all noticed that grocery prices have gone up in the last 5 years, which has been so frustrating for all of us. So here in Utah, I would say most people shop at places like Macy's or Smith's, Walmart, Costco, Winco, or Harmon's. Obviously, your grocery bill is going to depend on how many people you have in your household and where you shop. I would say a typical monthly grocery bill could look anywhere from $400 to $1,000 per month, depending on your situation. I'm just curious, what do you spend on your groceries per month where you live? Okay, let's look at gas prices. I'm filming this in May of 2026, so we're in the middle of the Iran conflict. Prices are a lot higher than they were even a few months ago. Before the Iran war started, it was around $3 or less per gallon. Let's go look at some gas prices today. One option to save on gas might be front runner. So depending on where you work, that might be an option to save on gas. And from what I understand, the cost to ride the front runner would be about $160 to $170 a month. Provo also has UVX rapid transit buses in Orem and Provo, where BYU and UVU are. So if you're a university student at a participating university and you have your student ID card, you can ride buses, tracks, or front runner for free. From what I understand, the universities that participate are University of Utah, BYU, UVU, Salt Lake Community College, and Ensign College. Number 9 is school fees. If you have school-age kids, you need to know about this. Coming from Nevada, where I don't remember having any school fees ever, this is something that surprised me. It's not so much the elementary schools, but when kids get into junior high and high school, there are fees charged depending on what classes they take. Like a foods class might be $40, or a ceramics class might be $40, or there might be an activity fee for a PE class. I would say normally it would cost anywhere from $100 to $300 to register one kid for school. It just depends on what classes they take. So if you have more than one kid, these fees can add up. Now these are just fees for the classes. If they want to do extracurricular activities like football or band, it can be a lot more. In American Fork, the marching band is a big thing. The fees are not cheap, depending on, if they're going on a trip. That year, they've gone to the Macy's parade or Grand Nationals in Indiana. Fees can range anywhere from $900 to $2,500. And this was years ago, so I'm not quite sure what the fees are now, but just know they're there. I hope this gives you a little bit more of an idea of what the cost of living in Utah might be. Now you might have a better idea of what to expect. If you want to know a little bit more about moving to Utah County, watch this video next.